Yo, what up? It's another Pokemon video, which means I'm doing a lot more of a chill episode this time. I don't know what it is about Pokemon that keeps getting me to try weird video styles, but hey, it's the holidays, cut me some slack this time. I'm just gonna be playing the new Pokemon DLC and chat a bit about a topic that has become a lot more complicated because of this DLC, which is the next Pokemon Remakes. Oh, and don't worry about story spoilers, I haven't actually beaten the Teal Mask DLC on this save file yet, because this is my save file I used for previous videos rather than my main save, so I kinda suspect that I won't be getting very far into the story before the game stops me. So the next Pokemon generation on the chopping block for a remake is Gen 5, which contains the colors black and white. However, it also contains the number 2, and that always made it interesting to imagine what Pokemon would do for a remake, because Black 2 and White 2 are pretty much entirely new Pokemon games in a lot of ways, so you couldn't combine them with the originals like Heart Gold, Soul Silver did with Crystal, or Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire did with Emerald, and it also wouldn't feel right for Pokemon to just remake the original Gen 5 games and then not do anything with the sequels. Like, it's a tricky situation, honestly. However, ever since the Gen 4 remakes, my thoughts on Gen 5 remakes have started to shift in two major ways. One, I'm not sure I even want remakes anymore, and two, Pokemon might not even do them at all. And since we're still gonna be trapped in dialogue for a bit longer, I guess we'll start with the point that has less to do with this DLC specifically. So the biggest reason, and I think a reason that a lot of people are a bit less confident in wanting a Gen 5 remake, is that the Gen 4 remakes, Shining Diamond and Brilliant Pearl, were quite disappointing to people. And I'll be upfront and fair and just admit, I haven't really played Diamond and Pearl or their remakes that much. I played a bit of them for a previous video and that's it. So my opinion is based more on looking at them. I wasn't really interested in playing the remakes. And from what I can tell, they added very little value over the original games outside of graphics, and subjectively, I think the graphics aren't that great on the remake. So if a remake is so similar to the original that it's basically replaying it, I'm probably not gonna play it. Gen 5 is my childhood generation of Pokemon, so by law, it is my favorite. The thing is, for me, Pokemon games are surprisingly not very replayable, and I'm not replaying Black and White now, ever, and it's been like 20 years or something. When did it come out? So if that's how a Gen 5 remake turns out, it's not really gonna be worth it. On top of that, those original games, Gen 1 and 2 especially, really benefited from being upgraded to a modern gameplay style. But at Generation 4, you kind of reach this point where you don't need that upgrade as drastically. There should be a huge difference since modern Pokemon is kinda open world, but unlike the first 3 remakes, the Gen 4 remakes didn't follow the same style as the most recent mainline entries of the time. And guess what? I finally get to play the game! You know, now I'm gonna have to split my attention between playing the game and talking, so I'm gonna this will be great. Oh, I should not be leading with Bird 5, should I? At the time, there wasn't really a good reason that BDSP couldn't be like Sword and Shield, but paralysis. Okay. But it'll be a lot harder to come on, don't paralysis, don't. It'll be a lot harder to translate these older games into Gen 9's open world style. And Unova's... You paralyzed every single one of my Pokemon so far. Unova's considered really linear. From the hometown, you go straight to Castelia City, and then you just go around in a big circle, and then you lose the first battle of the DLC because you're busy talking about Unova. Good thing I already lost this on my main account, so I know it doesn't matter. I'm looking dapper. What were the other outfit options? Oh yeah, I like the tracksuit. The only reason the open world style works for Paldea is because Paldea... Wait, Paldea is also just a circle. Okay, wait, no, maybe they could. Maybe they could get away with this. You know, added some of the areas from Black 2 and White 2 for like extra stuff on the side. Maybe that'd be fine. But there are still several points in the story that need to happen in specific locations in a specific order, which just wouldn't work in an open world. So for a remake like that, they'd have to change the structure of the story so much that it wouldn't really be a remake anymore, which is part of why I think they won't do it at all. Ugh, this cutscene takes a while too, doesn't it? They can't make the Gen 5 remakes open world without changing so much that it wouldn't really be a remake anymore, but I don't think they'd want to do something like Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl again either, because of just how much negative feedback they got from it. But on top of that, why are we even talking about Gen 5 remakes so much already? Gen 5 remakes aren't coming until after Gen 10. But the difference here is, we're already getting a ton of references to Gen 5. And now that I'm finally free, I can show you... Okay, well not show, but listen. It's the wild battle theme from Gen 5. Honestly, I was maybe too happy about this when I first heard it, but the point is, the trainer battle theme is a remix of the Gen 5 trainer battle theme, the wild battle theme is a remix of that wild battle theme, it has characters directly related to existing Gen 5 characters, and there's even entire areas. Well, there's one area in this DLC that's like directly based off of a major iconic location in Gen 5. And it's so weird that there's so much pandering in this DLC already, because not even anything in Sword and Shield was that closely tied to Gen 4. And we're an entire generation away, and there's already an entire DLC dedicated to Unova. And quick side note, I guess, this is further into the DLC than I thought they'd let me get, honestly. Oh yeah, I gotta go catch a thing. Alright. Ha! Do I have any quick balls? I hope I have quick balls. Two quick balls. I also have a master ball. Worst comes to shove. But honestly, it almost feels like all this pandering in this DLC now is happening to make up for a potential lack of any remake in the future. As I said earlier, the Gen 4 remakes got a lot of bad reception, and even the Gen 3 remakes were received fairly poorly. But people loved Legends Arceus, which isn't a remake, but was still a cool way to tap into that Gen 4 nostalgia. Plus, we're at a point where the games being remade aren't as outdated and unplayable as before, and so they might be considering that remakes aren't really necessary or even wanted anymore. Which... Wait, what did that say? That was probably telling me that I need to go do the other DLC. What do I do now? Wait, I know what I could do. Everybody's favorite obscure secret. Wait, wrong. Believe me, believe what I'm doing. Believe in the spin in this very specific location into opening the camera, going to sepia mode, and then spinning in the camera as well. And you doubted me. Oh, this music is... like, why am I nostalgic for this music when I've never played this event in black and white? I can't believe this. Nostalgia pandering's cool when it's my nostalgia? Ridiculous. Well, I guess this works. If I truly think that all of this means there won't be a Gen 5 remake, then what will Pokemon do instead? Well, the first big option is a Pokemon Legends for Unova. it's pretty likely that they're going to do another Pokemon Legends of some kind, and having that be a replacement for the remakes every other generation would make sense. The other option is, since you can't remake just Black and White, or just Black 2 and White 2, make Black and White 3. I remember seeing people a while back talking about leaks that confirmed Black and White 3 as games that were in development, so there's just a chance this is what they're doing, but nobody really seems to be talking about that now, even though tons of people are talking about remakes as an idea, so Black and White 3 could definitely work, it'd just be a little unexpected. The last option, though, is one that has, like, zero precedent, and is just because I kind of been thinking about this idea already of, what if Generation 10 takes place in a new region right next to Unova, like how Johto is next to Kanto, and that way they can reference a bunch of Generation 5 stuff by having Unova right next door, rather than creating an entire remake that might not even work. Because otherwise, I don't get why they're giving us this entire DLC area of Unova references with these Unova Pokemon. I'm throwing the Master Ball at her right now. That's a little cheat for you. If you throw the purple Pokeball at the Meloetta, it always catches it. Wait, is Meloetta normal type? She is. She's going on my old normal type team. Sorry, Truffle, you were always my least favorite. I don't feel bad. I'm naming her Miku. Yeah, anyway, that was kind of it. That was my thoughts. If you're a Gen 5 fan, let me know if you're hyped for the upcoming Gen 5 remakes down in the comments below.